Lions Packers Monday Night Football, going through what y'all need to know, make some money on this bitch. So there's gonna be another real quick one right before the start of the game. Hopefully, got to start doing that, but just to get it on record. Last week didn't do obviously great on these two teams. That's where those numbers come from. However, not too concerned about it. The Lions won, super fluky. They should have lost that game. Whatever. Not gonna get into it. That's what we're looking at. So for this game specifically, Packers win under 50. Green Bay minus 11.5. The reason being, basically, if you look at the Lions offense, right, I do think they can run the ball a little bit. There are some chances at success, but you're still talking about a team that is starting Jared Goff at quarterback, who is really poor, and we saw that in the first three quarters against the 49ers last week, and throwing to receivers who cannot capably beat the Packers secondary. Now, while Packers secondary is a little bit vulnerable at times, especially against good receivers, between Jay Alexander and, frankly, Kevin King, not that bad when he's playing against the caliber receiver Detroit has. It's not that much of a concern. Now, TJ Hockenson can get a little scary. The Lions aren't horrible schematically under this new coaching staff, that type of stuff for sure. But you're still talking about Jared Goff again. There could be trouble actually scoring touchdowns at times. And on the other side of the ball, listen, I would feel a lot better about the Packers scoring a lot more points, if not for some pretty reasonable weather concerns as far as looks like 15 plus mile per hour winds. That type of stuff really matters. The Packers have shown that they will commit to running the ball if they need to, and they're going to be able to run the ball really, really comfortably against this Lions defense. The Lions, Trey Flowers is questionable, so really, and a lot of their hope comes from him and Romeo Okwara being strong on the edge. But problem is that doesn't really work anyway because those guys aren't that high end, and especially against teams that are really good about moving in space like the Packers are about attacking the edges in the run game. They're just not athletic enough, frankly, for it. And the secondary gets a lot worse. This Packers team is going to kill the Lions through the air. They're going to consistently be able to move the ball down the field. Devontae Adams is so out of this world as far as a mismatch goes against this Lions team that it gets kind of ridiculous. And frankly, the other options are just fine too. Now, there is still a little bit of question marks with the Lions secondary, being that we don't know how Efiata Melifonwu or whoever plays nickel for them are. We don't know if they're really good or not yet. But they weren't exactly encouraging in week one. Jeffrey Okudah, of course, torn Achilles, the Lions' best corner. So really bad secondary. Rodgers kills really bad secondaries. Like I said, I would be comfortable about the Packers scoring a whole lot more points, if not for the fact that I think the Lions are going to be able to possess the ball more than you want, with them being able to move the ball short. And with the weather concerns, you're probably looking more shorter stuff, more runs, which will still lead to success for the Packers, to be clear, but just maybe not as explosive as you would expect otherwise. That number, though, 11.5, that's a big number in an NFL game, especially when, like I said, I think the Lions can probably move the ball and run the ball to a point. Now, I'm still very much on the Packers side of that, and again, if not for the weather, I'd be way, way stronger, but as of now, that's how I'm looking at this game. And that is Monday Night Football.